When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I'm obedient. Where does Stanley go? Seems fun, it.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Profits, profits, profits. What is hard? Target demo with what? Use a slide social and play that everything is okay. My shiny slides has a sleek no graphic in a header and throw some feather. Oh well. Everyone is unique. You're most of all. Yeah, you peasant both of you writers. You guys deserve the most about this. What's this? Broom closet? How about the broom closet?
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here.
There's a broom!
So he turned around and got back on track.
There must be something. I can hear buzzing. Miss something.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow. Just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
I need to find it. There must be one thing. One thing that they would have just...
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
But does FA mean like...
Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
Well, you see, I'm very interested in what he's doing. I can see the orange model.
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it.
I mentioned what? They are just a broom closet. What do you want to tell me? Might try every possible, but he's the only way. That's what I'm saying.
Somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friends, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
Did such a big as the broom closet ending?
Stanley was fat and ugly and really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Escalated quickly.
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed in front of your screen.
Excuse me, what?
Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose.
Are you saying I'm dead?
Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. They have fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
I get all the funniest things I've ever had, but in a while. What the? Why is that so funny? And I'm counting underneath and bested. I don't think there's anything else in here. The dialogue is done. Not very funny.
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board.
Second player?
I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you.
yours? I mean, I'm the same person, but like...
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Upstairs, you say? What a shame if I went down the stairs. Why the red? Oh, that just fires something. That. Oh, I cannot read that.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy.
I am crazy.
All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream.
I would think the simulation, but like...
What a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
And what? I'm floating. Help!
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
He has too much power. He's powerful than Thanos.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? and everything went black.
What did happen? What is happening?
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Oh, why did Mariella?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy.
12 seconds later.
Everyone knows what crazy
I
people
know what
look
is
like.
happening, so
And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be
being
normal.
led by the
I
narrator
am
at this
saying,
point.
I am in
I have
control of
no
my
idea what
mind.
is happening.
I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain
Am
way,
I-
seeing this man made her feel better.
Am I real?
But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body.
That is like more
And
than
then
a
she
moment.
turned and ran.
12 seconds later.
Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office,
to the
hoping he
broadcast
might
again.
find an answer there.
And the bunkers to
Oh, no. Oh, no, 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 not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
find something bodies. Heads up, body. We are not doing this again. We're not gonna be sudden yet. We're waiting for you to get out of them. Time closing.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Huh? Okay, my boss was very nice. Executive bathroom? Don't mind if I do, like. It'll be rich, is it a crime to commit crimes? Is it rich? What a life it would be to have to pay just one. I'm being pretty normal, right? Right. And do anything in here? I didn't see my restriction. I can't see my seat. We will establish that. My boss isn't here. Hello? What's about me there? You know what? Wait a second, dog. Okay, why is the executive office so big? Like... I don't want to know.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him.
What,
And so
Richard?
the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845.
I wait for a fight,
But
but
of
like...
course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
I keep getting it wrong. Wait. I already forgot it.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
Alright. Let try the narrator and see.
2845.
1. Right. Oh, girl, I believe that the be. No, we can drive the narrator insane.
For God... But it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself. And Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
I was like, you know, I'm serious, but I'm not for you. So funny, Okay, I love this game. It's the best game I see. It's gotten on PlayStation Plus in a while. I mean, I have good one afterwards. This... I was gonna make me fall. And I realized it wasn't just an elevator. Back like this.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Alright. There is one possible thing that,
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
So... why don't we just, like, escape? I mean... it's written escape in very nice letters here. So we're just gonna, like... that's very fancy. No, we're just gonna, like...
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Will I? But that's up to me.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
I will confront it. This looks sus. This is very sus. I take. Is anyone just killing me?
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly. And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
Because I have a point of friends, I think I'm just gonna go this way until I can't go anymore. Limited, it's limited. Hello? What am I? There's a bit time. Lady? The lady?
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
No. And there was an empty void, an empty nothingness. So, are we dead? Is like the 5 seconds before we actually die? An exhibit? Of this layout, the blueprint to show off these from the beginning of the game. That time. The path was from Stanley's office to the Tudor, so the first part of the game that was built. Sections have been added out until the development to the core realm remains almost identical to the first iteration. I mean, yeah, it kind of looks like that. Never to does. That's Limbo. Is Stanley computer? Right, but pretty nice. Nature paintings? Is this like, you know, where the developers shuffle their asses and stuff? I discovered something secret. Oh. I don't know if I should be doing that. No? The thing here? The office. Buttons. A limbo in buttons. What's a limbo? The button sounds? Alright. Begin the game again. We messed up a little bit.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
The room toilet is completely... They are already back in there, like, you are not hurt done, mister.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Alright. I like to design this type. Nice, nice. Alright, going up. How would you do that? That's a nice place. And let's find out. And I go up. I think this is magic. Play the music. Why? I never think I keep smashing the button. There we go, we had it right.
Are you sure about that?
It's the exact same damn place. They lied to me. Yeah, dang, this is definitely gonna be something good. Hello? What's that? There's nothing there.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place
Is this
hold?
like
Stanley
Cerebro?
thought to himself. Did he have the
Alex Man?
strength to find out?
And the strength to fight. I'm so fast. I'm terrified. Don't you even give me that. The security cameras? Regular buttons.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
I thought, was my employee number? It was 47 something. That was glitched. I wish I had a zoom. Hey, go up.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Are we now being brainwashed? That's the place I think now we are being brainwashed.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't
private,
accept
man.
it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was
I don't know if
unthinkable.
I've ever seen.
Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Hey, Adoni, wait. Ivan Joe status offline. What's this? Console disable. And there's that. Saboting? I doesn't learn anything. How do I? So many buttons. Well, then might do something interesting. Very nice sounds. Okay, now the big red button. I use the polyton. Paint. I don't know what this does. My control idle waiting input.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
I'm turning it back on.
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they
did.
kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control?
I am in control.
Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do.
Can I get rid of
You
you?
were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that.
Oh, boy,
I'm
what?
afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are said to explode, eliminating the entire complex.
What?
How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes. Now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going. What all this means, I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone.
Okay, I'm gonna
Other
try. I have
times,
one more
I
chance.
let
I'm
the
gonna
office
put
sink
the
into the
mine on and just yellow.
ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better.
Okay,
My
30
goodness,
seconds.
only 34 seconds left. But I'm
And one more
enjoying
button.
this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to
Give
put
me
some
one
extra
more
time
second.
on the clock. Why not?
I'm trying to stop the
These are
detonation.
precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room.
I'm
These
managing,
number
all right?
buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button. Or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me.
Does
Why
any
would you
key
say
to
that,
send power
Stanley?
surge?
That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have
I don't
any
know, my
idea
baby.
what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you
trying to
made
set the
humble.
focus.
This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's
Why are we
fine.
doing it?
But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't.
The last
Take a
recommendation
look at
is
the clock,
buttons.
Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big
Oh my
boom
God.
and then nothing. No ending here.
Why do I have
Just
a
you being
sequence?
blown to pieces. Will you cling
5 to
desperately
7,
to your
okay,
frail
goodbye,
life,
employee
or will you let
47.
it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it
Ah.
count. Or don't. It's all the same to me. All
My life
part
was
of the joke.
ungotten.
And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable
Come
life
on.
from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
12 seconds later.
Stanley decided that this machinery would never...
Oh, that. Oh, that. Hello?
blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes! He had won!
Have I?
He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from
Oh, this.
someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange
everything.
building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been
Is that just
seeking,
his fin?
but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell
Am
him
I
where
the
to
heating
go,
facility?
what to do, or how to feel.
Understand?
Whatever
Why?
life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know.
I don't understand.
It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Hey,
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense
black and white, how does it
possibility
look
of the
like?
new path before him.
Raju,
This
very
was
nice
exactly
place,
the way,
but like,
right now, that things
like
were
it's
meant
fake.
to happen. And Stanley was happy.
and Stanley was happy. Even though it's fake, he liked it. And that, okay, so that's why I beat again. Is there any more endings left?
Yeah, boy.
I've been to here, actually. I haven't been through here.
And so he detoured
This is
through
the
the
one I
maintenance
haven't
section,
been.
walked straight ahead to the opposite
I
door,
found
and got
something
back
already.
on track.
Now we have this thing. And that thing. Go down, I'm going down. I trust that. But the time it take the wrong direction, I trust.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here, it's, left.
I don't want to think about it. What do you find here?
Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake.
It's to get your stuff together.
No, not the right.
Indeed.
Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking?
You're just
It's
messing with me,
clearly-
aren't you?
Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
I'm all
Let's
time
see,
in
we
the
went
one.
down
No,
right,
nice.
left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Hello. Are you gonna run me over the truck? Hey, haven't we been here before?
No, 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 no. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay.
Alright,
We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding?
I want
It's
you
all
sitting though.
rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, hmm? Okay, from the top.
It just forced me to go back. Everything different,
All
but
of his
like...
co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a
Let
memo.
me try if I walk forward. Well, the bundle are the most amusing one.
Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere, or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Yeah. And right here. He lost it. He lost his big members. I have no idea. I am lost. I think some of the rooms repeat themselves. How are you sure in that though? It's gonna get to us.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
This gets me on. It's like no.
All of his co-workers
You get
were
another
gone.
finger.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Now it definitely just read the memo, and this is gonna be the meeting room.
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
I think you're going towards. You smoked my Zaza. I just been going insane. I mean this way? I don't like.
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes.
Lay on me.
No, wait, never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
Yeah, they do like 2 dead ends. Who makes 2 dead ends?
Now this... Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley?
What?
Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off. So, good job. Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart. All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
Just follow the line, the TM. It's obviously a trademark. We cannot use it otherwise. Let me follow it. No, we shouldn't. Narrator.
No, I'm down. We're leaving it up to the line from now on.
So she's not in the narrator knows anymore. It's just something it. Alright. But what do you have here?
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny.
Alright.
Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right? Okay, now if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office in fact the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
What? What? Why is this so loud? Why is this music so loud? Everyone turn me down. I'm turning it out. The music here. Like the music break, Mike. Who knew this line? I think like they do like we're the halfway to it. So just deciding you're not, we're gonna have fun. Alright. Wait, how about this happen? I know this line. Oh, I stick it better and try. So put it together like this. Here, there's a just straight line. I'm not supposed to listen to the music for this long. Right, I was following the line to the letter. Even though who was that you did that? Everyone is moving around. What? What? Like it is that thing on the sea? We're going this way, yes. I'm back, yes. I know how this movement is. I have no idea. Well, do I imply Pochi to add so many papers to the review? That's locked. What is happening? Wait, the line is completely lost its mind. When do I have to go back to the line? Where am I? Music is so booty.
Wait, cut the music, go back and look at that fern.
A what? A sign? What's a sign? I don't know that English word. That's fine.
Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
I swap in the... Oh, I see. Let's look at this. The bad thing is a fuzz. This is a bed, right? How's the airplanes? Why would the fine become important later also? Did I die? That's enough. If I don't do it enough, alright, I think that's that plan we don't must fucking enough point.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right?
The
The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
I think the line has become sentient at this point. It can do whatever the hell it wants.
Oh, no, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you? After everything we've been
I have
through?
no idea.
Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
We are starting again. Alright. We gotta follow the light again.
Stanley, I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting,
That's your job.
daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
10 tree, I think we're gonna have to so many more things. And I was definitely lost his mind was a long time
Now,
ago.
yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be
Are we
anything.
going in the
What
circle?
do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination.
Can I have a
Whatever
dragon?
it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
You bring me an idol a little bit louder, I can alright. I died right. I don't know where the ramble in my mouth, so I'm very late.
Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
Alright. Wait, since when the world? It's like been going mad these days. The wheel.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control.
I
How
know that.
important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a
imagine
minute
the
to think
painted
here.
roads like
Just
this.
walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes,
again?
then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
Okay, I only want to though. But if I find a road like that, I would actually drive like exactly as the road suggested. A confusion ending?
Oh, hold up, what's this?
Down to restart.
A
4
confusion
restart.
ending.
You're
You're telling me
6.
that's what this
7,
is?
8.
It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what,
Edit.
8 times? That's really how all this goes? It's
Not
all
the adventure line knows if
determined?
he knows if he needs to return to
So
the
now,
office,
according
then
to the
must
schedule, I
restart.
restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing.
Find a completion
Wall.
ending schedules?
Well, you consulted me. Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it
Save to
really?
restart night that forgets about
No, it
previous
can't be.
restarts?
I don't want it to be. I
But
don't
it tends
want
to
the
play
game
the
to keep
story, but it is
restarting. I don't want to
prevented
forget what's
unable to
going
go
on.
anywhere or do
I don't want to be
anything.
trapped like this.
game is
I
not on
won't
its own.
restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do
You
it.
have
I
to
won't
submit.
do it. And the timer stopped?
Wait,
Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle?
We break the cycle.
Whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story, wouldn't you
it's
agree?
reset that hitting is
I'm
called
not
up
quite
to a
sure
long
if we're
time
in the
standing
destination
bys.
or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination.
don't know,
So I
it's like
hope that's
nothing
where
makes
we
sense
are
anymore.
right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually.
Eventually, yeah.
Well, in the meantime, if you...
What? What was that noise? And nothing me. Oh. If you're gone, then. I wonder what he said if I go back to here.